Let's go ahead and go to Mark in Texas. Mark, you're on the air. Thanks for holding.
Hi, Alex. Do you hear me just fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, first I'd like to say I am an American citizen, and I do own a big, scary assault weapon, and it has yet to kill anybody.
Well, they just had 33 killed in China by guys with knives. I mean, shouldn't we ban knives because they come out of their blocks at night and sneak out and hurt people?
Well, so I think guns are scarier, though.
I agree.
I think guns just look scarier, and so we need to get rid of scary.
But not in the hands of men in black uniforms in the government. That is not scary.
You don't trust your government. Who can you trust?
I agree.
Okay, man. I'd like to make 3 points about gun control. First I want to say, clearly the error with gun control. Second, what we can do about it, and third, what I am going to do about it.
But I want to be clear. I'm going to let you say this, but there is not and I know it's an error for the general public, but the establishment wants disarmed slaves, monopoly of force, and they don't mince words in their own UN unity or documents and things about that. They want to be the only ones with guns for total control. It's not. They know more guns means less crime. Go ahead.
Well, sir, that's what happened in World War II whenever the Japanese wanted to invade it. I don't remember who said it. It was a Japanese commander who said, if you invade America, there'd be a rifle behind every blade of grass.
Yeah, I think that was Admiral Yamamoto.
And that's what our own government is afraid of, and they should be afraid. They should be afraid of their people. Now, what the first problem with gun control is that we can regulate that state by state. If there's a federal law that regulates guns, we can override or nullify that within our state.
I agree, and that's why the feds get on the news and say, there is no states' rights. States don't exist. And Obamacare lowers your costs, and Alex is not on the radio. And there's no drones, and Bill Clinton didn't have sex with that woman, is because they know they're completely illegitimate what they're doing. Hey, 5 years ago, the Supreme Court said Chicago, D.C., and New York had to let folks have guns. Hasn't happened because they're lawless crooks running those cities.
Well, there's plenty of states that are waking up and actually nullifying and overturning laws past, present, and future. In Texas, of course, they're going to nullify laws after a certain date. In some states, they're going to nullify all laws that violate that right, past, present, and future.
No, I know. Liberty is rising. It's a beautiful thing. That's why all the kleptocrats and statists are running around like... Have you ever sprayed cockroaches? And like, I've done exterminating a little bit here and there, and you go into some horrible house, there's like all these cockroaches behind the wall, and you spray them, and they run around all wild as they die with the poison. That's what's happening.
Right, they're running around with their heads cut off.
You know where they live, though. They all run to Hillary and upper leg, and then right into there. Many anthropologists and archaeologists believe that before man even discovered the power to harness and use fire, we were involved in agrarian activities. That is, taking the seeds of plants and then replanting them to produce more. The very foundation of our modern civilization and human culture is centered around the planting and cultivation of edible plants.
Here are some of the amazing deals at InfoWars Seed Center at InfoWarsShop.com. The Survival Seed Vault by My Patriot Supply features only the finest survival heirloom seeds for a robust and hardy garden, even in the toughest times. We also have starter varieties of the deluxe seed packages for fruit, salad, salsa, peppers, medical herbs, and more. Go to the InfoWars Seed Center at InfoWarsShop.com.
And remember, the revolution against tyranny is growing. Many anthropologists... I made the joke they actually all run up Hillary's skirt back home where they were born from. But actually, it's true. And I want MSNBC to pick this up. I actually believe this. Because if Rachel Maddow could say that I believe giant wasps are under the UN building running things, I never really said that. But if she said it, she controls reality. She's history's actor. As Karl Rove said, it's true. So if this isn't extreme, I can say the stuff and think about roaches. So here it is.
That conspiracy theory comes from the mother of all conspiracy theories that seduce Republicans. It's an internet talk show called InfoWars. Yes, this is the same guy who has been selling the idea that the massacre at Sandy Hook Elementary School and the massacre at Aurora, Colorado were actually fake. They were faked as an excuse to take away our guns and enslave us to the giant wasps who hive beneath the UN building or whatever.
No. I didn't say it was all staged. There was clearly scripting the response to it. Undoubtedly, something weird was going on there. I didn't say the whole thing was fake. Other people said that because of all the green screening and stuff that they got caught in the actors. And they did get caught staging it. I don't know what they're covering up, but there's something that's being staged. I don't know what they're hiding, but they're hiding stuff. That's simple criminology, hands down. Very suspicious. They're covering something up. You could get a warrant. And they're blocking the release of everything and bulldoze the building, and the names don't match up. But let me get serious here for a minute, folks. It's not giant wasps that live under the UN building. It's roaches. And the thing about it is that Hillary Clinton, and this is serious high-level intel, Hillary Clinton is actually the mother of all roaches, and she secretes giant bubbling cysts that themselves are then mother roaches that go out under government facilities and then give birth to all other species of bed bugs, roaches, and government bureaucrats. They were all born out of Hillary's lower intestine and colon. So I want to be serious here, folks. Hillary Clinton is actually a space alien from a distant starbase who has been here for 18 trillion years and who is a species of roach. And all roaches, yes, it's true, come from her colon. So I mean, if Rachel Maddow says, I believe giant wasps are under the Capitol, I mean, come on, folks. We know that's not true. Okay? Actually, the wasp aliens are actually good guys that were actually sent here by me and Bill Hicks. And I'm actually Kevin Spacey, if you really want to get down. The truth is, they keep saying I'm Bill Hicks, I'm Kevin Spacey. I'm the host of House of Cards. You understand that? Okay, before MSNBC and New York Times grabbed that, they know I'm joking. That was all satire, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're not an inside baseball person that follows all the crazy conspiracy theories, you don't know what I'm talking about. But people really believe I'm Bill Hicks and Jeff Bridges. And so I don't like that. I mean, Bill Hicks was a funny guy, but I didn't agree with all his politics. And Jeff Bridges is okay, but you know, he was like a big actor before I was born. And I don't like people comparing me to an 80-year-old person. It's pretty uncool. I don't look that old. Okay, I'm 40, and I want to expand on that. I am Kevin Spacey. And, I mean, when I'm really in good shape, I look a little bit more like Russell Crowe with facial hair. So, I'm Russell Crowe, too, okay? Even though I'm not, if you guys are going to say I'm really a fake actor, can you get somebody cooler? The truth is, I'm a cross-clone raised in Hillary's colon with the roaches, a clone of Kevin Spacey and of Russell Crowe, mixed in with Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And John Wayne. Off on top of it, look like John Wayne, huh? 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 Oh. Cameron advisor who advises on child porn quits after child porn arrest. We're going to get into Molon Labe, Connecticut gun group issues ultimatum to government, and just a ton of other news we haven't hit yet. But first, let's go to your calls. Dwayne in Arizona, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Nice to talk to you, Alex. Really appreciate your show. You know, like people perish for a lack of knowledge. It's important to get this information out. It's vitally important. However, what I'd like to say is this, you know, they've been putting this thing together for quite some time. You know, bullying protesters, buying up millions of bullets, the FEMA camps, all this, now this deal in Connecticut. If we don't get to a point where we say we're not going to allow you to take our guns, then it's going to be over, and someday they're going to say, well, the station's over too. There's some point where talking is not enough. We just got to say, no, we're not going to let you have them. Stand up for our neighbors when they come to take them. The other question I have for you is this. I could be wrong, but I remember quite some time ago when I read the Constitution, the Second Amendment, it listed our right to keep and bear arms, and it shall not be infringed. That word infringe is very important. But it also, I believe, said that these rights were regulated by the states. Well, the last pocket constitutions and things, other copies of it that I've got, it's it doesn't have that part where it says it's regulated by the states. Am I crazy, or is this correct?
I'm going to have to look into that, but they have now been ruling in federal courts that states have tried to ban guns, and so the feds have come in and said, no, you can't, but then they don't enforce it when the states still ban them. But then now other states are trying to pass pro-gun laws, and the feds are coming in trying to nullify those as well. But, you know, that is a state's right enshrined in the Bill of Rights via the federal government and should not be infringed either way. But that's an interesting legal point. Look, I told Piers Morgan, I said, listen, 1776 is going to start up again, commence again if you try to take the guns. It's going to happen. So stop trying it. And they are desperately trying to finally subdue this country, and that's one of the final things they've got to do. But time's running out for them. They're in control now, but not in full control. And the longer they're not in control, the more they're going to get blamed for the economic downfall that every major economic expert, I mean, here's CNBC, get ready for the Dow at 6,000 by 2016. And that's a drop of 2/3, or almost 2/3. This is a big deal. And there's mathematically no way to get out of it. And they just hope we're all disarmed when it happens, because then we'll be able to take our government back. They want to be able to come out and oppress us and just keep the fraud rolling. But we have the Second Amendment laid down as a literal Eisengardian, or what do they call it in Thor? The Asgardian. It's like an Asgardian guardian guarding the Republic that only activates when you try to get rid of the First Amendment, the 4th, the 10th, the 9th. The Second Amendment activates like the big guardian and starts blasting hot fire onto whoever's trying to steal the jewel of liberty. And so it sits there like a frozen time bomb, a sentry, and all of us enable it. And we don't want to use that. We want to use the voting box, the ballot box, the grand jury box, the soap box, the electronic soap box, the civil disobedience box, our voice box. We need to use our computers, everything to resist the tyranny, to expose it, to undermine it, because it's illegitimate. We are the immune system. But, I mean, if they start trying to blow stuff up and blame it on us and try a purge, we don't have a choice but to defend ourselves. I just feel sorry for the military and police, because the globalists intend for them to be wiped out coming after us, and it's pointless, even though it'll be self-defense, to mow them down. The globalists plan on us killing each other. We've got to get the word out so somehow people know what's going on, the general public, the security services, as they're called, so that we don't play into this diabolical program. It's like in one of the James Bond movies, it starts, I forget which one. Type in James Bond movie with fighting fish, with beta fish, Chinese fighting fish. And that'll tell you, and they're on some yacht. I think it's from Russia with Love or something. I can't remember. And they're sitting there showing the fish bowl with the 2 compartments. It had 3 compartments, but 2 of them. They open one, let the 2 fish almost kill each other. And then one's all damaged and hurt. Then you open the other one, and they let the big one come in and kill. The one is from Russia with Love. See if you can find, I bet it's on YouTube, because I bet I'm getting the story wrong. I've only seen it like 20 years ago. From Russia with Love, fish scene. And I bet money that's on YouTube. And he says, you see, I have them kill each other, and then we have to do nothing, Sasha. And that's what's going on. And we don't want to be part of that. God bless you. Appreciate your call. Let's go ahead and talk to Gabe in North Carolina. You're on the air.
Greetings, Alex.
Hey, buddy.
I just have to say that it seems that your analysis of what's going on in the Ukraine is pretty spot on. I just can't get over the fact of how people, like the TV pundits and the politicians and NATO, like just how they speak about, you know, how we have to have action against them, and Putin is, you know, acting rashly. And I'm like, if we flipped it around and we were in their shoes, and this, you know, America, or say Canada was overthrown, then America we would pop right in there and we'd be doing the same thing.
Exactly. And look, it's not like American government's even doing this and trying to put a good government in. That would still be illegitimate unless it was like North Korea. Then you kind of have a responsibility to do something. This is an elected government that's not even really oppressing people on a scale of 1 to 10, like a 2. Our government's about like a 3 or 4, trying to be a 10, and then they're trying to overthrow the whole country, and then Russia just takes its military bases and protects its area on its border, and the media acts like, you know, that we need to nuke Russia or something.
Obama drawing, semi-drawing his red line again. I mean, Putin knows that, NATO, we're militarily exhausted. He knows all those threats are paper tiger.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I mean, and again, it's not that America or NATO are even bad. It's that the criminals running it are bad. The people that have hijacked our infrastructure are very, very bad. And no one can deny that. They are prosecuting a war against due process, liberty, and the free market while claiming the moral high ground. Great points, Gabe. I'm going to go to Colin and Captain America, Jason and Johnny here in just a moment. Finally, somebody called in about my subject of Democrats race baiting. Wow. About to have a heart attack. Kiss my hand. I can't believe somebody actually called in on a subject I threw out. Wanted to get your take on. Thank you. 800-259-9231, first-time callers. But I think they did find the clip from Russia to Love where they describe how you have your two enemies kill or hurt each other, and then you stroll in and take over. And the globalists are above the countries, playing us off against each other, getting power out of the chaos and posing as the savior. It's elementary. Most war is not one side against the other, or one side's good, the other side's bad. Usually both sides have issues, but if you're on one side being attacked, you've got to defend yourself. It generally is whoever attacks first is the bad guy. In jurisprudence, common sense, everybody knows that. And it's beyond that now, where they just go, yeah, did you hear Russia attacked Ukraine for no reason? Yeah, they invaded Georgia. And then it turned out in the case of Georgia, the West really did start that. Hands down, we were in the wrong. But it's not us. The establishment had done that. And then our media said that Russia had invaded. And then they attacked me saying I was a liar. I was like watching German news and CNN International were admitting the truth. But on CNN domestically, they said Russia had attacked. That's how they lie to you, folks. Globalists literally live on yachts, petting cats, with helicopters on top, literally doing this. Ian Fleming was, top MI6 guy. And, he wrote all those books in the 40s and 50s where they're going to kill everybody on Earth with a bioweapon while they live on an Elysium space station to take over for eugenics. It's all just in your face, what's really being planned, what's being talked about, what's going on. And this is exactly what they do. The New World Order is SPECTRE.
Now you can watch the InfoWars Nightly News streaming live as it happens for free.
Check it out at Infowars.com/show.
Let's go to Colin in Michigan, and then finally, Captain America. You're on the air, Colin. Go ahead.
Thanks for taking my call today, Alex. I've been listening to your show daily, I'd say, for about a year now, first-time caller. I wanted to touch on the mainstream news anchors, and I saw it in Drudge Report today. MSNBC just can't figure out why their new babyface anchor can't pick up the young audience. So,
what's his name, Ronan Farrow or something?
Ronan Farrow or whatever. He used to work for Hillary Clinton.
Oh, my gosh, it was Hillary Clinton's darling, Ronan Farrow, the young man only old people like. Young blue eyes fails to bring young viewers.
A little bit here today. All right, if there's one thing that people my age cannot stand is when you have been proven to be trying to pull the wool over our eyes and con us. So you've lost people like me for life on MSNBC when you fired Dylan Ratigan for telling the truth on air. And, I mean, they just trot out a new face and expect, he's 26, so all the 26-year-olds will start watching. I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way.
Well, look at how they thought Piers Morgan would be great, a red coat. Yeah, I mean, if they had hired like some guy with a low-class accent or whatever, like, hey, mate, how you doing? You don't need those old guns. Kind of a Long John Silver type. We might have turned our guns into him. Yeah, you're manly enough to not need those guns and let the government only have them. But because they got literally this snooty person that the Brits even hate, it shows their disconnect. I took one look at this twit when they put him on there last week and said he'll be a failure. But they're like, but Hillary likes them. And it's all how Hillary's a rock star and how sexy Hillary and Michelle Obama are. Do you think anyone in the world wants to hear about how sexy Hillary is all day? Of course everyone's tuning out of their... It's a joke. I mean, you know, Rachel Maddow. I mean, nobody wants to look at, a skinny guy, a woman all day long. We're sick of it. I mean, look at this new girl they put on, Ronan Farrow. Looks just like Rachel Maddow. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's just that, I mean, and then you got, and it's been known to come out in the news where you got people like Ezra Klein and Ed Schultz and Fox News' Juan Williams go have these private meetings with Obama to discuss their strategy and their talking points. And then, you expect people to tune in like you guys are doing real journalism. It's just hysterical. I mean, and then, like, on another side of it, too, I used to be in full disclosure back in, I'd say, around 2008. I voted for Obama because I got fooled just like a lot of other people did my age.
Well, yeah, people are going to want to vote for a mainline neocon over Obama because it's like Bush is bad, Obama's good. Obama's bad, this guy's good. And it just gets worse and worse.
I mean, and in my defense, too, what were my other options? I had John the Warmonger McCain, and in 2012 we had the elitist scumbag Mitt Romney. So, I mean, what do you pick from? And I wanted to give Obama the benefit of the doubt because I watched all of his, debates and his campaigns, and he's, he gave great speeches. The guy's really great with a prepared speech, but, I mean, he didn't follow through on so many things. He was just...
That's right. He's a con. The whole thing's a con. Ed Schultz, though, looks like a force-fed hedgehog or something, like demonic hedgehog trained to chew through the Constitution. I appreciate your call. Good points. Captain America, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Alex, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can, Captain.
All right. I want to start out by just saying I didn't give myself the title Captain America. That was given to me by my friend Jay Leno many years ago because of my motorcycle.
Awesome, brother.
I met Jay at a hangout in Los Angeles where I used to live. I worked in the entertainment business. And Jay and I worked for the same company. I said, hey, Jay. He says, oh, you're Captain America. I says, no, the bike is Captain. Oh, no, you are. So that's how I got the title. It's not something I came up with. I didn't want to call myself that. It was given to me by him and other Americans. I've been all over the United States with my bike. It's red, white, blue. You might have seen it in Austin with flags in the back, and it really stands out. So I've been 40,000 miles across the United States. I'm retired, and all I do is tell people about InfoWars and about...
Let me ask you this. What do we search so we can show folks your bike on TV right now?
You might be able to on YouTube under Captain America Motorcycles. You might find it. Other people have found it there, too.
Awesome, brother. So tell me about Jay Leno, or give me your take on stuff.
Jay's been a good friend for years, and I've asked him questions about political things, and he doesn't like to talk about it in public. But he did tell me, he said, I'm not exactly what people think I am. He says, they might think I'm a liberal, they might think I'm a conservative, but they don't know. And he says, I try to keep that silent.
Well, no. I mean, I happen to know, I'll just say it from his crew and other people that have been behind the stage. He's a listener.
Hello, this is Hank Hill, and I'm telling you what, you need to listen to Alex Jones.
Yeah. Infowars.com, yeah.
I judge, what is the secret of the universe?
Infowars.com, yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to censor free speech. They are absolutely going after basic liberties that are out there. And the Republican Party leadership is just a component of them to make people think there's opposition. So the Tea Party is trying to take over, try to restore some basic common sense things we know work. Low taxes, smaller government, the biggest government in history, folks. It just keeps growing. That you can't raise the debt limit unendingly, and that raising the debt does raise the debt, even though Obama says it doesn't. We're just saying 2 + 2 = 4. They're saying it equals whatever they say. And in 1984, when O'Brien is torturing Winston for the Ministry of Truth, let me give you a newsflash, they didn't tell the truth. And he's there at the Ministry of Love, where they torture you to death. He says, okay, do you want me to see 5 fingers, 10, 20? And suddenly he just sees hundreds of fingers. He can't even tell. And he goes, now you're cured. Now you don't know anything. You believe whatever I tell you. And they stop the torture, get him healed, take him to the Chestnut Cafe, give him synthetic crap gin, tell him it's real gin, synthetic crud, shavings off the floor, cigarettes. Tell him it's cigarettes. And he sits there on the telescreen watching, even though he'd just written the propaganda a month before they tortured him, that they'd never been at war with East Asia, but suddenly were at war with East Asia, and then they were in Africa and being defeated, but Big Brother had a genius plan and defeated them. And Winston sits there remembering that he'd even written it. And he knew it was all a lie. There was no war in Africa. But he didn't care. It was all real. He loved Big Brother, and he cried. And they took him out back and blew his head off, threw him in an incinerator, and pumped him out into the atmosphere. He'll never have existed. It's beautiful. He thanked them. He wanted to die. He loved Big Brother. 2 + 2 equaled whatever Obama said. 2 + 2 equaled a trillion. It equaled 10. It equaled 500. It equaled 4. It equaled 3. It equaled 2. It equaled nothing. Didn't matter if Obamacare doubled, tripled prices. Didn't matter. Didn't matter if they put cancer viruses in your vaccine. Didn't matter. Doesn't matter if the Democratic Party was the Ku Klux Klan, is the Ku Klux Klan. Yeah, you got a big, arrogant, sociopath, narcissist, Schultz, sits up there on TV and says they never were connected to it, and I'm insane. Doesn't matter if I'm right. Doesn't matter if what I'm telling you is an informed fact. Ed Schultz controls reality. Of course, the truth is he's got a couple 100,000 viewers. He doesn't control reality. So what are you guys going to do as the final domino falls that you don't control reality? What you going to do about that? Well, you better put your head down between your legs and kiss your fat butt goodbye, politically, which I don't take any pleasure out of. If my dog craps on the rug, do you think I take pleasure scooping the crap up and putting it in a trash bag? No, it's a dirty chore looking at you, listening to your lies and how pathetic and weak and dishonorable you are. I'm not your enemy. You are literal dog crap to be cleaned off my shoes, Ed Schultz, Rachel Maddow. You are a disease. You are dishonorable. You are degenerate politically. And you prey on a poisoned, psychotronic, positronically brain-damaged public that's in a dream state. Oh, man, you're really manly. You are cancer. Bloated, old, big city politics, worn, dog-eared, stained, smelly playbook of the same tired, mindless lies that you guys formulaically sit there and run over and over again, giving yourselves high fives, telling you the public wants the same baloney over and over again. No, the public doesn't want the same baloney over and over again. The public wants outside the box. The public wants freedom. The public wants a future. The public wants a renaissance. The public wants enlightenment. The public wants empowerment. The public wants freedom. The public wants to explore, trailblaze, invent, and the public wants to fight and have war and to challenge and to see who really is the greatest. And so you organize war for us, don't you? Your fake sports games and your simulated war and your war on little third world countries and all the rest of us. We can have rituals of manhood only for a specialized class before the robots replace them. You people are anti-human. You people should walk the plank politically. You people have just decided the whole future human course off some 170-year-old, 165-year-old eugenics plan developed by a bunch of syphilitic British royals. And just because you're in control, you think you must be geniuses. No, cancer can get control, as I've said 1,000 times, of a body, can run through it and take over, but you kill the experience. You end the game. You end the host, stupid. Stupid. You are in a symbiotic organism. That's what humanity is. Individuals that connect into a greater group. You should know that. You claim you're collectivist, but you're not true collectivist. You're a cancer eating the collective that's based on the individual vigor of the cells. And you are a cancer. You want to have that little epiphany for yourself? You think you're in there and you're in charge and people know who you are and you feel official and get to walk around your little TV screen. Everybody looks at you and you feel real big and you have these political enemies you're fighting with. And when you and your family, if this program goes through, look at your grandkids, Schultz. Look at your family, Maddow. Look at them and kiss them goodbye. Kiss them goodbye when this system goes into place. And you think, well, I know a lot of that's true what he's saying, but, you know, I need to go along with the system to protect my family because that's how I'll be safe. No, that's not how you're going to be safe. You're going to be safe standing up, not looking at all the angles, not calculating what you think, but saying the right thing to do is to pull double short swords and start attacking and stabbing the New World Order. That's the answer. The answer to 1984 is 1776. The answer is to not think about the fight, but to win the fight and decide you're going to stomp the enemy into the ground politically. The answer is to realize we have a bankrupt political system with a Republican and Democratic leadership, hopeful that they can try to suppress the population. That's not going to work. Sitting on top of a giant tinderbox and hopelessly disconnected from reality. That's what's going on. Hopelessly disconnected from reality. I am not disconnected from reality, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just an average guy that's red-blooded and wants to live and be free. I'm going to your calls and special reports in a moment. But I know common sense, and I know survival. And I know how to be successful in life with other people. I know how to be successful in negotiations. I know how to be successful with men, with women, with children. I know how to be successful in a physical confrontation, and have been. I've been successful in art, in literature, and in changing culture. I am a success. Organically, I know how to fix things. And by the way, a plumber out there knows how to fix things. And an auto mechanic knows how to fix things. And a farmer knows how to fix things. And a mother, stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home dad, they know how to fix things. We are the people that make this country run. We are good, and we don't want to be programmed by you. We want our hopes and dreams to float out into the great collective and to be judged by everyone else in free association, and may the best rise to the top so that we build a stairway to heaven together. Not what you are building. You're building an express elevator to hell. By every historical metric, we know where we're going. No one can deny that. It's incontrovertible. When I not speak to MSNBC, I'm just speaking into the ether with that as an example of the fake progressive liberal movement that is the vanguard metastasizing thing that is shown up in our polar base here that's eating everyone. And I just am telling you, if you've got any humanity left, I guess you were chosen because you're empty and vapid, that you got to turn back. And the same thing for the Fox News people, CNN, CNBC, all of you. We're on the road to ruin here. And that's not a great rocket scientist announcement. That's known by every quarter there is. The difference is your answer is to collectivize and to wreck everything, because your instinct is to be greedy and dominate everyone. So you've created this weird Agenda 21 cosmology where it's some type of new economic system. It's not new. It's called feudalism, jackass. And your own elites at the Club of Rome call it feudalism. They call it new feudalism, neo-feudalism. I call it neo-feudalistic serfdom, or neo-feudalistic fascism. By every metric, it is it. It is the thing, not my opinion. Fact! You're a disease. You are poverty. You are corruption. You are the shuttering of competition. You are the opposite of a renaissance. You are a disaster zone. You are a dark age.
You are watching the best of the Alex Jones Show, weekdays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central. Watch live at Infowars.com/show or become a member of InfoWarsNews.com and help us take resistance to the next level.